are women.
Yes, yes, we are.
I'm making bold statements here. We are entrepreneurs, are we
This
not?
is this is a true statement. We are also entrepreneurs.
Is it
We
too
are,
early?
in fact, women entrepreneurs.
Is it too early in the morning for this conversation?
I mean,
It's
maybe,
yet,
I
guys.
don't know. More coffee.
Oh dear. No, I wanted to talk to you about women entrepreneurs because we're in like there's a women entrepreneur day. I don't even know what day it is. Is it something like 24th of November? What month? What
What
year are
year
we
is
in?
this?
Welcome to my life. Oh my God.
It's
I've been like
sometime
bullying.
around now, isn't it? Should
I
we look
think
this
so.
up?
Yeah, because it might have passed already. I just can't remember. But I wanted to single us out for being bloody awesome because we are women entrepreneurs. So, that was kind of the premise of my chat today.
Oh, right. That's what we were trying to say here. Women's Entrepreneurs Day, the 20th of October. No, November. 20th of November.
Oh
Oh,
my
how is
God.
it November already? I
I
don't know what's
know.
happening, man.
Well, it's going to be December very shortly, and I can't get my head around
Oh,
that.
I'm going to
But I
be a
have,
whole year older pretty soon.
oh my God, you're so old.
Thanks for that.
Oh, you're welcome. But I have booked my leave in December, so I'm very happy. I've actually booked time off because I need to have a bit of reset. And what
Wow.
I've what I've found over this year is I've kind of worn the entrepreneurship badge with honor
Mm.
because I kind of felt like I didn't I didn't really know where I was last year. I was kind of in this little I was sort of sitting there going, I know I'm good at what I do, but I can't seem to explain it to people. And then you and I started collaborating. You're like, right, let's sort this out. And then it kind of snowballed from there, shall we say.
But I think like I founded House of Hives. I worked for myself before then, but House of Hives I founded on the 20th of February 2020 because I thought that was a fun day to start a new
Nice.
business. Um, as it turned out,
Yeah.
but but the idea of House of Hives was always to help women, right? Like if we can empower women entrepreneurs who in turn often work with women as their clients, then we can sort of create female empowerment squared, is how I put it then. And of course, I ran the Feminist Entrepreneurs magazine for many years, which
Yeah.
had a similar sort of vibe to it. Like we as women need to help women, and one of the stats that I learned then was that women are like I think 48% more likely to give up on their business, and
Ooh.
the and I'm now saying this off the top of my head, so please forgive me if I got the number wrong, but it is significant. It's a significant number. And the reason quoted for that most is the lack of mentorship
Mm.
and connection and community where they feel like they can get that support. And I think, both of us at the start of this year were a bit like, I don't really know what's happening or what's going on, and I don't really know what I'm doing, or if I for me it was very much like I don't like what I'm doing anymore, but I also don't know where to take
Yeah.
this, right?
That's where I think we were sitting was I'm frustrated with what I'm doing. I should be loving my job and I'm not, and I need to understand why not. And I couldn't so we were sitting in a room, Max and I were sitting in a room together with a flip chart and Max just drawing things on the flip chart and saying, so what is this, Louise? What do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't want to do that anymore. And I was like, well, then why is your entire business focused at getting people to get you to do that? But
I
it's
know.
just, it was the same for me, right? Like, and I think what we often do is that we look at like someone put it to me once, like your CV is what has happened to you previously. And and it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be what you're going to do in the future. It's history, not future.
Yeah.
Because we get so sort of like, but I have to prove that I have this experience.
Yeah.
And and I do, but you can also highlight different things from your CV, right? Like,
Yeah, of course.
or from your work experience. But I think in the conversations we've had over the last year, and we've started all these beautiful collaborative projects that are so exciting, and I can't wait to see what next year is going to bring for all of those. But um, but it's in this sort of we've managed to create this collaboration where we can speak so openly and so vulnerably, and I can come to you and say, like, I don't know what I'm doing,
Hmm.
and I need you to help me to figure out what I'm
And
doing.
then we say we need to talk to Tony, who's another collaborator with us.
No, that's when my brain is broken. I need to talk to Tony,
But
which
it's
also
been
sometimes
great.
happens. No, but
Yeah.
in we have really found that in finding the right collaborative partners,
Mm,
um, we there's so much value that comes from having people that that can be part of your business.
mm.
um and whether it's through, hey, we're going to do this project together, or just it's, let's talk through this. Like, even, last month with the book launch, well, we did this before last month because we did it in the run up to the book launch.
Because we don't know
But
what
I
year we're
was
in.
so lost on what to do with it. And I was like, I don't know how it all fits together. And you said, right, let me create a
Let me
workflow for you.
solve your problem. Let me solve it.
But
I'm going to name drop. I'm Blue Ninja, by the way. She got to say House of Hives. I didn't get to say Blue Ninja, so I'm name dropping now. But
but
we
it's but
we
it's
also, yeah.
but it creates so much clarity in your business when you have people who understand it because they are so close to it, but they're not in it, so they
Yeah.
can still give you the outside perspective.
Yeah. And I also think that I was trying to work out how to put everything in the box. And you're like, do you need to do that? And I'm like, no. And then it kind of was like, so how many boxes do I want? And I'm like, well, I've got like 4 or 5 boxes now, and they all do different things. And it's like the skill set's still there. So my core is still part of this, but they just look a bit different because they
Yeah,
don't fit in the same place. And it's like, do you know, actually I love that. And I was struggling to try to fit everything in the box a year ago. And then it
yeah,
was like I needed I spent a lot of time thinking, and I wasn't getting a lot of that time. And you're like, well, just take the time, like, and yes, we can be a bit poor for a while we're taking time to think, but the setup of next year, I think, is so much more solid because we did the foundational work. Like, we talk about foundations quite a bit in the work we do. We talk about it to other people, but it was like
yeah.
the
We help other people with their foundations, but
yeah, but it's like, and I'm still sort of going, oh, I'm not really great at this part of it. And I kind of gave myself permission to be okay with not being so good at something, and that was quite hard. I mean, I like to be good at everything I do, and I was disappointed that I didn't enjoy parts of it, but you know, I think we've evolved through what does that mean as an entrepreneur, and as a woman as well, of not looking like you're that strength, that I have to look strong all the time. And it's like, well, it's okay to say that you're not, but fix what the issue is to make you stronger next time you go back through it. And
yeah. And I
yeah.
think, like, some of my big lessons, and this is also the time of year where we look back, right? Like, when we start looking at, hey, what was this year like? What did we do? And I think for me, part of it has definitely been about um asking for asking for
Yeah.
help. That's been a really big one for me. But and that's really happened in such a natural way, where, because you're saying, like, we're not all equally good at everything in our business, and that is totally fine. Um, but it also meant that we've been able to ask each other for help with the bits where we weren't maybe as good, and we could, shore each other up. And what I also noticed, what was so nice about that and what felt so supported, is that in in the weeks where I wasn't really able to contribute very actively to some of the projects because I was not functioning like a human. Um, but it's really nice to know that there's another person there who can keep the ball rolling, right? Like, because when it's just you and you have a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, however long, where you're just not, you just don't have it together, which is
Yeah.
totally allowed because, we are human beings and our health and mental health sometimes go a bit, um, for that not to mean that your entire business just grinds to a halt is that made me feel so much more safe in my business, was
Yeah.
to know that there are other people who will help me keep that ball rolling, even though I can't quite do it myself.
Yeah, and I still have my vision. Like I have, I've sent a visual of my vision to you,
Yes.
and you were like, "Okay, this is interesting." But I
Yeah.
haven't lost that. Like I still see myself as this um, highly successful entrepreneur that I've now figured out that it's okay for me to be in different places in different ways. But my vision's still there, and I still, I have it on the wall because that's where I still see myself. But it's possible to do that with all these different things. I've still got that goal, that vision in place. But yeah, I kind of feel like I am better with collaboration. I'm a better person when I'm collaborating, and I think I always knew that because when I was alone, I've really struggled. So I think that's something that we should encourage other women to say, if you're feeling like something might be missing, it just might be that collaboration element that will lift you up. And we just need to stick together.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, it doesn't always have to be about competition. Like we can,
A
well,
little bit,
yeah,
yes.
but yeah, I mean a little bit, but I think that, and maybe like I think we are built for connection, and that collaboration is part of that. Um, and two brains just simply know more than one brain. And I always say, like, it's so hard to create in a vacuum.
Yeah.
So you need input from others, even if it's for your own project. Sometimes talking someone through a project helps you make more sense of it, even just because you now have to explain it in a way that not only your brain understands what it is that you're doing.
Hmm.
Because you sent me your vision, and then I was like, yep, you're going to have to talk me through this. Because nope. But in the talking through it, you then clarify it to yourself as well. And I think that is such an important part of what we do as business owners. And you and I being part of setting up shop together with Tony, really what we try and help people do is think through what it is that you're doing, articulate what are the questions that you need to be asking of yourself to make this make sense to you. And once it does, then you can start building it, right? Like that's the foundational clarity you need. And a lot of what we do with and for people is to create that clarity and give them the framework within which they can then start creating. And I think that is the most helpful thing in it. And I think that's what a lot of entrepreneurs are missing, because they're just by themselves at their kitchen table,
Yeah.
right? A lot of women, that's how we start our businesses, is at the kitchen table. And it can be a very lonely place to be. And so um, what I always want to say to people is find people that you can build with, because by yourself from your kitchen, it's a very lonely place.